The Valentinian Demiurge is not Yaldabaoth. The Demiurge, a concept originating in Platonic philosophy and incorporated into early Christian and Gnostic traditions, is often misunderstood. One significant misconception is the conflation of the Valentinian Demiurge with the hostile creator figure Yaldabaoth, prominent in Sethian Gnosticism. While both the Demiurge and Yaldabaoth are associated with the creation of the material world, their roles, characteristics, and theological meanings differ greatly. The Valentinian Demiurge, an image of the Father. In Valentinian cosmology, the Demiurge is not an independent or malevolent entity. Instead, he is a subordinate craftsman who acts as an intermediary between the spiritual and material realms. According to Excerpts of Theodotus 47:1-3 and the Tripartite Tractate 121:30, the Demiurge is a reflection or image of the Father. He brings order to creation under the guidance of the Logos, the Word of God. Far from being hostile, he is seen as fulfilling a necessary role in the divine plan. Valentinians maintain a nuanced view of the Demiurge, acknowledging his limitations, but rejecting the idea that he is evil. Ptolemy, a Valentinian teacher, criticizes those who portray the creator as malevolent. In his letter to Flora, Ptolemy writes, "The creation is not due to a God who corrupts, but to one who is just and hates evil." Letter to Flora 3:6. Ptolemy further explains that the Demiurge is distinct from both God and the devil, describing him as neither good nor evil, but just because he upholds justice within creation. Letter to Flora 7:5. Yaldabaoth, the ignorant creator in Sethianism. In stark contrast to the Valentinian Demiurge, Yaldabaoth is a prominent figure in Sethian Gnosticism, described as a flawed and ignorant being. According to the Apocryphon of John, Yaldabaoth is a product of the Aeon Sophia's misguided attempt to generate offspring without the consent of the Father. As a result, Yaldabaoth is disconnected from the higher spiritual realms and acts out of arrogance and ignorance. Yaldabaoth declares himself the sole God, saying, "I am God, and there is no other God beside me." Apocryphon of John 11:19-20. This declaration reflects his ignorance of the supreme deity and his place in the cosmic hierarchy. Yaldabaoth's creation of the material world is viewed as an act of hubris, leading to a flawed and oppressive reality that traps spiritual elements in physical matter. Key differences between the Valentinian Demiurge and Yaldabaoth. 1. Moral character. The Valentinian Demiurge is described as just and aligned with divine will, fulfilling a constructive role in creation. Yaldabaoth, in Sethian tradition, is a malevolent force, creating the material world to trap spiritual beings. 2. Alignment with the divine. The Valentinian Demiurge acts under the guidance of the Logos, reflecting the attributes of the Father. Yaldabaoth operates in ignorance, disconnected from the supreme deity and higher realms. Number 3. Theological role. The Valentinian Demiurge is an intermediary who bridges the spiritual and material worlds. Yaldabaoth is a usurper who falsely claims ultimate authority, leading to chaos and suffering. 4. Symbolic representation. The Valentinian Demiurge is never depicted as a monstrous figure. Yaldabaoth is described as a lion-faced serpent, a symbol of his aberrant nature and ignorance. Valentinian critique of Sethian views. Valentinians explicitly reject the Sethian depiction of the creator as evil. Ptolemy criticizes those who fail to recognize the providence of the creator, stating, "Only thoughtless people have this idea, people who do not recognize the providence of the creator, and so are blind not only in the eye of the soul, but even in the eye of the body." Letter to Flora 3:2-6. Ptolemy insists that such views are as erroneous as the Orthodox Christian belief that the Demiurge is the highest God. Valentinians position the Demiurge as a mediator who is essential to the cosmic order, neither supremely good nor inherently evil. Biblical and philosophical contexts. The term Demiurge is found in philosophical and biblical contexts, emphasizing its positive connotation. Hebrews 11 verse 10 refers to God as the builder and maker, Mirgos, of the heavenly Jerusalem, reflecting a role of divine craftsmanship. This aligns with the Valentinian understanding of the Demiurge as a benevolent craftsman, in contrast to Sethian portrayals of Yaldabaoth. Conclusion: the Valentinian Demiurge and Sethian Yaldabaoth represent fundamentally different theological concepts. While Yaldabaoth is depicted as a flawed and malevolent creator, the Valentinian Demiurge is a positive figure, acting as an intermediary who brings order to the cosmos in alignment with divine will. Recognizing this distinction is essential for understanding the diversity within Gnostic traditions. By portraying the Demiurge as an image of the Father, Valentinians affirm the goodness of creation and its role in the process of redemption. The confusion between the Valentinian Demiurge and Sethian Yaldabaoth overlooks the nuanced and harmonious perspective of Valentinian cosmology, which celebrates the Demiurge's role in bridging the spiritual and material realms.